Today I'm going to give you the best airplane and airport hacks. These are going to save you time, money, stress, and maybe even your sanity. Hi, in case we haven't met, I'm Jennifer, Women Over 50 Travel, giving you travel news you can use. These are real tips that I've collected from back in the years when I had to fly over 100 flights a year. I'm going to tell you some things you may have never heard before. First, let's talk about pregame. This is while you're still at home. Go ahead and download the Airline app. That way, if things change before you get to the airport, you're going to know what terminal to be at or if your plane is going to be late. While you're in that Airline app, look and see if there's maybe a last-minute seat change you want to make. I'm going to link Seat Guru below in the first comment. This is where you can go and plug in your flight number and your airline and see if your window seat really will have a window. Take screenshots of your boarding pass because sometimes the Wi-Fi at the airport is not that great. Charge up all your electronics, your earbuds, your smartwatch, your phone, your backup portable charger. Have it all 100% when you leave for the airport. If you're going to go on a long flight, wear your glasses instead of your contacts. That air is so dry, and if you're going to nap, you don't want those contacts glued to your eyeballs. Dress for success. Get through that TSA line quickly. Don't wear any big metal buttons, a big metal belt. Sometimes even glitter or metal threads in a shirt or a pair of pants can trigger the alarms. Go ahead and print your hotel reservation information. So if you show up, your phone is dead, the Wi-Fi doesn't work, or something crazy happens, you still know where you're sleeping that first night. Okay, I've gotten a lot of crap for this one before, but I'm going to go ahead and stand behind it. I would say if you're going on a trip someplace where you might encounter pickpockets, which is the US, Europe, and everywhere, go ahead and take a picture of your passport, that front page with the number on it and all the information, and the front and back of your credit cards. Send that to yourself in a secure email. Don't label it credit card information. Or send that to a family or friend that can keep it for you if you were to lose those things. Be eco-friendly and bring an empty water bottle, whether it's your fabulous Stanley cup or just an empty bottle. Dress in layers. You know that the terminal is going to be hot, the plane is going to be cold, and you're going to go back and forth. Check out what I take with me, so I'm always ready if the plane is cold. I take a scarf, the kind you can buy almost anywhere, and this fits from my head to my toes, and it packs up very, 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 very small, or if it's winter, you can just wear it around your neck. Perfect to keep you warm in those flights. Okay, this is kind of a public service announcement. Some airlines are finally requiring people to wear shoes on their flights. Hallelujah! So no more gross bare feet, because you know what? The floor on the plane does not get cleaned that often, and it is really super gross. And then think about the bathroom. That's even grosser. Wear socks and shoes. Next up, on the way to the airport. While we're stopped for a second, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to grow my account to 500 subscribers, and I am only 498 subscribers away. To find the hidden perks of the airports you're going to be in, go to the website sleepinginairports.net. I'm going to link it in the first comment. You're going to find out what's happening at the airports you're going to be at. Take a photo of your luggage outside and the inside. If your luggage goes missing, it'll be really easy to show someone the picture of what your bag looks like. And if it never shows up, if you have a picture of the inside, it's much easier to make that insurance claim. Check the traffic, your terminal, and the flight status. I like to use Flight Aware. Sometimes information shows up here before it actually shows up on the airline website that I've downloaded. If you're parking a car at the airport, take a picture of where you've parked that car so you know what garage it's in, what level, and what parking spot. Or either make yourself a note in your note apps. The future you will thank you. You're at the airport now. Let the games really begin. Go ahead and print off your boarding pass. It's good to have all your boarding passes, especially if you have a connecting flight. Let's talk about the lines. When you get ready to go through, you want to look at the lines. Figure out where the business travelers are. They're going to go fast. The old people and the children are going to go slow. When you check your luggage, keep that little tag. I put it on the back of my boarding pass so I know where it is if my luggage goes missing. On your luggage tag, here's a little safety tip. You do not need to put your address so that everybody knows your name and address and that you're getting on a plane. Go ahead and just put your phone number, and then inside your suitcase, put your name and phone number in there too, in case that luggage tag gets torn off. Okay, this is a public service announcement too. Don't try to board early. Board with your group. A lot of the airlines now have a little thing on their machine that will sound an alarm if you're trying to get in before your group is called. And for the love of God, don't hover around the gate. Go ahead and back up a little bit and let the people that are ready to board, board. If you have a long layover, you might want to check into your credit cards to see if you have lounge access, or you might want to buy a pass for the day. There's typically free food and free drinks in these lounges. It may actually be worth it. Okay, so what if you're at the airport and you get bad news? Your flight is seriously delayed or even canceled. Know your rights. Now in the US, you can actually be reimbursed for those things in the same manner that you paid for them. I've got the rights linked in the very first comment for you to look at and see what are you owed by the airline. Okay, you're finally on the airplane. People say disinfect everything, the tray table, the seat back, your seat belt. I'm going to leave that up to you, but I'm going to tell you the only 2 times I've caught COVID, even after working in hospitals full of COVID patients, was on a flight. Both times I caught it on a flight. So I do wear a mask if I'm going on a long flight because I don't want to ruin my vacation by being sick once I get there. When they come around with the beverages, I would steer clear of the coffee or the hot tea or anything that uses that hot water because it can be a little sketchy, and this has been reported in several reports on where they store that water before they give it to you. And let's talk about the grossest thing on the plane. Well, okay, maybe the second grossest, the bathroom's the grossest. That seat back pocket, people put diapers in there, they put dirty Kleenexes in there, they put all kinds of things in there, and it does not get cleaned as much as you would think. If you're like me and you love snacks, while the flight's going on, go to the back and ask the flight attendants if there's extra snacks. They will typically have some. And talking about free things, if you suddenly need some feminine products and you don't have any, go in the bathroom and look behind the mirror. Typically, there'll be some products back there. Another drink to avoid is not alcohol. You thought I was going to say alcohol, didn't you? Okay, so you should try to avoid that if you're going to worry about jet lag. But what you really should avoid is any drink with bubbles. When you fly, your body and your internal organs expand. The bubbles make it even worse. Okay, here is how to strategically miss the huge line to go into the bathroom. Right before beverage service, go to the bathroom. Right after a meal, and I mean right after the meal, they've cleared the aisle and it's right after the meal, go to the bathroom. When you start to feel that plane descend, go to the bathroom. Those are your best times to avoid all the other people going to the bathroom. And something that I have been trying on my last couple of flights, and it has made a world of difference for me, is noise canceling earbuds or headphones. It truly gives you a little peace. You don't hear the engine noise, you don't hear the chatter. It really is a great way to get yourself a little bit of peace and quiet during a flight. Okay, now we're going to come in for our landing. By now, I'm sure you've already subscribed. If not, please do. 498 people away, I'm almost there. So my tip is, as soon as you land, you can take your phone out of airplane mode. And that is when you can see if you're going to have a longer connection than you thought you might have, or you can text your family and friends and let them know you've landed. If you have a really tight connection, let your flight attendant know. Sometimes they will announce as the plane lands that they have someone that needs to get off first and want everybody stay in their seats. And I know what you're going to say, this never works, but I have actually seen this work 2 or 3 times. So give it a shot if you're really running short on that connection time. As you're leaving your flight, do not throw away your boarding pass. For one, if you've checked a bag, you've got that bag claim on the back. The second reason why is that QR code or that barcode is full of your private information. It's post-flight. We are almost finished with the tips. If you're landing in an international city that doesn't have the same currency that you have, It's going to be much cheaper for you to get that currency from an ATM in the airport rather than one of those kiosks that will exchange currency. Always ask for the currency to be exchanged at your bank in your local currency. This one is a really big safety tip. Do not ever accept a ride from anyone in the arrival hall that is asking people if they need a ride. This is most likely not a licensed taxi or Uber driver. This is just some random person. If you haven't pre-booked your transfers, which I always suggest if you're going someplace far away, you have a long flight and you've never been there before, pre-book before you leave home. But if you don't, there's usually a visitor's kiosk that you can go to, and they will tell you who the reputable people are to get a ride to your hotel. If you don't want to do that, you can go to the official taxi line and get in an official licensed taxi, not that random stranger in the arrivals hall. Okay, here's a little trick. If you want to save some money on your ride, you can take the free hotel shuttle to a local hotel. They're not going to really check your ID or anything. Once you get there, call your taxi or your Uber, and you're not going to get that airport surcharge. That's it. I'm so glad we had this time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and put in the comments. Let me know the craziest travel hack that you've ever heard. Ciao for now.